Okay, here's what happens to me regularly in London. I will be walking around the street looking real noticeable, like I have been my whole life, as you can see. And then there'll be another woman on the pavement, on the same plane of pavement as me, right? She normally looks like this in comparison to me.
So Desiree, thank you so much for joining us today. So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here in this amazing teenage bedroom that I never had and always wanted.
So let's go right back to the beginning, to New York, where you founded the New York Neo-Futurists. What was that like, first of all?
Yeah, it was a very good training ground for creating my own original writing, performing it, getting used to taking a lot of risk. It's definitely framed basically all of the work that I've done since, both in my sort of theater, solo performance life, as well as my stand-up. Yeah.
Well, how have you found British audiences?
They're really well trained as audiences because they do see a lot more live performance. I think that since living in the UK, comedy has been much more readily available, much more challenging, much more rewarding to my bank account, because it is a very much comedy-oriented country that, you know, people go out, they want to have fun with friends, have a couple drinks, and have some laughs, right?
And that is not an interracial dating combination that you see as often as you should, if you think about it, right? Black woman, nerdy white guy. Because think about it, it is perfect, right? Traditionally, black women love being able to tell their man what to do. And nerdy white guys love when women talk to them. Right?
Within your comedy, you focus sometimes on political and cultural references. Why is that important to you?
Well, I've never been anybody else but me in this body. That is a racialized experience, that is an American experience living in another country, that is a female experience, that is a fat person living in a culture that does not necessarily appreciate that experience. So all of those experiences come into my work because most, not all, but most comedians draw from their own personal life. And as someone who does comedy and who does theater, that's very sort of risk-taking and personal.
So, you talking of weird, you hosted a Netflix show called
I did,
Flinch,
yes.
which is Jackass meets Total Wipeout, would you say?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Like, because I'm struggling to think of any cultural references for it. But yes, absolutely. Speaking of weird, it is weird. We're asking people to completely defy their animal instincts to protect themselves when things are coming at them. And the idea is instead of doing what you're supposed to do, which is, right, embrace because that shouldn't be coming at your face, you don't. The people that you expect to be like, oh, this one's really physical and they're being spun around and that person's tough and they're the first one screaming. There was one that involved paintball guns. And not flinching when you're being shot at, even with protective gear, is nearly impossible. And yet that was a task, right? There were plenty of animals, like, you know, that you had to sort of be near and try not to and you know, you never know with an animal. Like, it's like, oh, it can be nice, but 2 seconds later, that, like, you know.
On ya.
Exactly, that chicken, that emu might not be into you anymore and it's suddenly all up in your face. And so that's always it's like, oh, this is cuddly or not, I don't know. So yeah, I would say zapping, not so great. Lots of being shot at, you know, all in good fun. Hilarious to watch after. At the time, you're just like, this is crazy. What did I've already signed the contract. Oh no.
Oh, awesome. That sounds incredible. Thank you ever so much for being with us today. And
that was so much
good
fun.
luck with everything.
Thank you so much. Good luck in this amazing red outfit.
Thanks.
You're doing well for yourself.
Thank you. And then I tripped.